Hi everybody, welcome to the second video for Wendy's Power Pill Peptides and the Little Pampering Party. Here I am, barefaced with nothing on my face this morning, and I'm going to do two videos today about makeup. The first video is going to be about priming your skin, concealers, foundations, primers, that sort of thing. And then I'll do a follow-up video a little bit later with the color portion of that, so we can complete the look, so I don't have to run around all day like this. So first of all, to get started with your makeup, normally we get up and we just slap our makeup on. What I really want to stress to you guys, and this will be covered tomorrow in the skincare portion of our videos, is before you apply your makeup, you got to make sure there are no cornflakes on your face. Our face is made up of grapes, raisins, cornflakes. This is the analogy that I'm using. When we're younger, we have a lot more grapes than we do cornflakes, but as we get older, our skin doesn't shed like it used to, and so we have a lot of cornflakes. It is not pretty to put makeup over a layer of cornflakes, so you want to make sure that you've removed all of that so your makeup has a nice foundation to lay on, so it's not cracky and bumpy. So my skin is exfoliated, it's hydrated, and I'm ready to go. First things first is priming your skin. There are a lot of primers on the market. Some of you may have green primers, mauve, pink, orange. The primers are for lots of different, correcting different skin disorders, skin discolorations. But a lot of people don't really understand how to use those primers, and so I'm doing something really simple today. You know, if you're the truly mega advanced makeup artist, the videos today are not going to be for you, but for the average woman, that's what these videos are going to be about. So I'm going to start with a very unique primer called Flawless, HP Flawless Primer. This, first of all, smells amazing. All you need is a little dot of it. It's color correcting, so you can see where I'm red and I'm splotchy, but it also is pore filling. So I've got large pores here, and right through here. So this is going to go in, and you'll see how instantly it color corrects my skin, but it also fills in those pores. Ladies, this is like spackle for your skin, and I actually have a couple of guys that use this. You can't really detect it on the face, but they like filling those pores in. Nobody likes big giant pores on their face. And here's the premise to this. When you fill that pore in with a product, then when you put your makeup over it, it doesn't have to go in and out of the holes. It just glides right over it. You can use a little of this if you want on your eyelids. We also have an eyeshadow primer called Heavenly Sheen that is like eyeshadow glue. You can use it by itself, or you can use it under eyeshadow to keep your eyeshadow from cracking and coming off. But I'll just use a little bit of this because this helps makeup adhere, it sticks to it. But the main thing for me is that it helps with my little bit of redness, and it fills all these pores in. The biggest comment I've had recently on my skin is how poreless I look, and a lot of it is this product right here because it is literally filling in those pores. So that's your Flawless Primer. It's 60 bucks, you guys. It's really, really expensive. But it is a purchase with purchase special this month. So with a $40 order, you'll be able to get this for $29.95. So half price with a $40 order. It's a very unique primer and one that you don't already own. And you notice I didn't put it way out here. This bottle is going to last you about a year because I'm only putting it where I need it. Now next, we have a really special primer that I've been so excited about. I've bought these from other companies and none of them quite did exactly what this one does. But this is called Luminous Tint. It's a little eyedropper, and you take just a little blob of it, rub it together, and you're going to notice some really pretty gold shimmer. So you're going to take this and put this, I put it pretty much everywhere except for my nose area. I don't need any shine on my nose. Most people don't. So what this is going to do, it's olive oil and shea butter and I think avocado. It's super hydrating, super emollient, but it's not greasy. It's hard to explain that it's very emollient, but there's no grease to it. And so what this does, can you see the shimmer that it's left on my skin now? I also put this on my décolleté. So this is also color correcting, but it adds some slip and some hydration to my face. I also love to take and mix this with a dab of foundation. for the most part during the week, I don't wear liquid makeup. I go straight from my luminous tint to my powder foundation. But for you guys today, I'm going to show you with a little liquid makeup. So I'm going to take just a dab of liquid makeup, and like that's all I use for my whole face. The older we get, the better it is to lighten up your makeup. Less is more. You will look younger if you can cut through some of those layers. Most of my clients, when they come over, I see just such a thick pile of makeup on their face. And most people just don't need it. It's just what we're used to. We're taught from a very early age, especially here in the South, you know, the more makeup, the better. Big hair, thick makeup, that's kind of what we do. But more naked skin is kind of in, but especially for middle-aged women, naked skin is going to make us look younger. So I'm going to take that little drop of liquid, and I am going to put a little bit of my luminous tint. This gives us that lit from within, that glowing from within look to our skin. You know, we don't want that dull, ashy look, especially here in the wintertime. We want it to be, have a luminosity to it. But I'm going to mix those two together and just lightly kind of plop that on. And I'm going to take a chisel brush. This brush is amazing. I've got a lot of very, very expensive brushes. And you'll notice I'm really just putting the liquid makeup through my T-zone. I'm really not wasting it. Whatever's on the brush, I'll sort of smear it out here. But I'm really not wasting the product out there. Unless you've really got some issues on the sides of your face, you don't need a lot of product. So that was all the foundation. A thing of CC cream lasts me a year because I use such a tiny amount. CC cream has a lot of sunscreen in it, so that's good. It's also, CC stands for color correcting, and we have light, medium, and dark in the CC creams. And I find that most women can get by with a CC cream. They just think they need all this heavy, full coverage. But if you use primers, it doesn't look like you have on the makeup, but you're just as covered. So it's a cool little tip, little secret. This brush is light and fluffy, and it doesn't drag on your skin. It really creates that airbrush look that we all love, so it doesn't look like you have any makeup on your face, okay? And then I'm going to go and add a little concealer. So normally people put their concealer on first. I find that if I do my primers and my little foundation, I don't need as much concealer. And you know, we all struggle with concealer in this area, getting hung up in the lines and the wrinkles. So I really like to do my concealer last because, again, I use less of it. Because the other products, as you can see, my circles were a lot worse before I put the primers and the foundation on. So our concealer is a 2-in-1. There's a mirror in the top. Really creamy, so there's no drag on the skin. I'm going to take this flat foundation brush and the lighter concealer color and highlight the inner corners of my eyes. And you can take it and also do a little highlighting on your brow bone for later when we do eyeshadow. I also get around my nose because I have some red. That's why I don't use a lot of liquid makeup, because if I've really got something I want to cover up, I just use the concealer. But what most people do is they just do their concealer here. Now, if you're the kind of woman that has a lot of puffy eyes, like you can see where I just put that right there, it draws attention to that puffiness there. So you want to go around anything that's puffy. But really what you also want to do is you want this to be like a V. So you want your concealer to come out and it kind of highlights this area right here. So that's how your concealer is supposed to be instead of this little half moon right there. So it's going to highlight, and then you've got the darker color here that you can kind of blend it all together. So, and I also will take just a dab of highlighter, the lighter concealer, and go right over my brows. For us older ladies, that's a little bit of a little facelift for us. You know, the thing is light colors bring out, dark colors recede. So I want to pull my brow bone area out. So I'm going to use highlighters, and anything I want to chisel and make look more concave, I'm going to use a bronzer or a contour product to make those look a little more pushed in. Okay, this is the perfect brush for your concealer. Blend all that in just a little bit. And then for me, my favorite makeup product that we have, I don't know, I'm pretty torn between the Flawless and the Luminous Tint, but our 4-in-1 foundation. This is our Ultra Finish powder foundation. This is powder, foundation, concealer, and sunscreen all in one. So for those of you that are really low maintenance, this is the only product you'll need. I'm going to use the shade medium, and they come magnetized so you can build your own palettes. You can buy just a compact for your purse. So I have it just out by itself today. And then our powder chisel brush. So I showed you the liquid chisel before. That's going to give us that airbrush look to it. This is the powder chisel brush. And here's the secret. I'm going to come in little circles and powder off my face. So normally for me, a normal day would be the flawless in the middle because I want to fill my pores up. Look how flawless that is. Looks like there is nothing on your face. And then I would use my luminous tint because I love that highlight and that kind of lit from within look that you get. So see, I'm going in circles, I'm buffing. And I don't care how old you are, how crepey your skin is, you are not going to see any of this product on your face. And that's what most women are afraid of, is powder being built up and leaving powder all over their face and getting hung in their little crinkles. That won't happen with this powder. It's a mineral-based product. It has water in it, so it leaves our skin hydrated instead of crusty and crepey. So, and you don't have to touch this up like you would normal powders. Between the flawless and this just stays on forever. You'll find that you won't need touch-ups as often as you would with a normal powder. You can use this with a big fluffy brush if you want to use it like a loose powder. It is a mineral powder. It's just been pressed for convenience, so we can throw it in our purse. But I use this really cool brush to make it invisible and one with my skin. Okay, and then one last sort of primer product I want to show you is our brand new product. You guys are some of the first to see this. It's called Made Matte. It's a sleek little black tube, so it's good for men and it's good for women. You're going to take this, and if you're super oily, you can use it straight on your face on clean skin before any makeup, before any primers, or you can use a chisel brush so you get a really light application of this before makeup. So if you're the kind of person that's normally shiny by 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock, I don't think you'll have oil breakthrough until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And you can throw this in your purse, and later on in the day, if you are starting to experience some shine, you can get some of these cheap little wedgie applicators and just push it in the skin, and it's going to absorb that excess shine. So you don't walk around with 12 layers of makeup throughout the course of the day. One of the coolest products I've ever seen. I don't know of anybody really carrying anything like this. It's in a little black tube, so again, it's good for guys. Your teens are going to love this. So this is another primer that we have. My skin's more dry, so this isn't something that I will use that often. Maybe since I live in Georgia, I might pull this out come July and August. But for the most part, this is going to be for oilier skin, especially acne-prone skin. It makes your pores disappear. And it creates mattness, and it's got good for you skincare ingredients. And that's the thing that's cool about our primers, you guys, is that not only has a job to do, but it's good for your skin. Everything contains, aloe and shea butter and avocado oils and all these cool ingredients that hydrate and not make your skin look like you're wearing so much makeup. So that is our concealer, primer, and foundation tutorial. I'll be back later with some fun color and some fun, neat tips and tricks on building your eyelashes and building up your brows and, carving out some cheekbones. So I will see you later. Enjoy your afternoon with your family, and I will be back in just a little while.